Hi guys, Jason here, local tech experts with another build for you. Just finished putting this guy together. It's a ThermalTake Tower 100, so it's a ITX build. There's a few bits and pieces with this one that you've got to be wary of. Unfortunately, during the filming, the time-lapse, the phone ran out of battery, so I've only got a little bit of it to show you, but I've got some other bits and pieces that I can go through about this case for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps. I'll get into the part breakdown and then the build itself and a little bit of B-roll at the end. And I'll catch you guys at the end. Thanks guys, see ya. Alright, so here's the ThermalTake 100 The Tower. It didn't come in a box, I got this one second hand. It looks fairly new for second hand. There's no dust or anything. So I have sort of looked at this one a little bit before filming because I didn't want to fumble around with it too much, but essentially to take this one apart, you pop the top, which is just like a pressy button. The top comes off. It's like a mesh top. There's a 120mm fan up the top here, a bunch of accessories. I'm not too sure what's in there. Let me just have a look. The normal cable ties and screws, and not too sure what those two are, but I'm sure I'll work it out. And then the front IO's in there as well. But to get these side panels off, there's a few screws in the top. So there's 4 case screws or little screws here. Quickly undo those. They're sunken into the 4 corners. This top bit is plastic. So there's 4 sort of bigger screws, and then there's a smaller one sort of on the IO panel here as well, which we'll take off. Make sure to put those aside. And then this bit sort of just lifts off, so it's just part that lifts off like that. And then you can start to take the panels out. So they just slide up the top that way. They're just held on with sort of clips that slide in down there like that. They're sort of they're all the same size, so they're replaceable. But I don't know why you'd do it any other way than the way it comes like that. This one's an ITX case. The board sits on the back here, and the graphics card hangs down this way. Kind of an unusual design. So because the board sits up here, all the cables have to run through the top and out the back through these holes here and out the back. The back actually comes off as well. You can see that here. 4 captive thumb screws, and that just comes off as well. There's a fan in there. That's set as exhaust. I'm going to put a 140 there. So then we've got a channel for more cables this way. Takes a full-size ATX power supply, which is quite nice. So that's going to sit under there. There's 2 2.5-inch drive bays here. And when I go through the parts, I'll show you what I'm putting into this, but I'm not going to be using those. So another fan can sit on the bottom, so I'm going to put another 140 here. I'm going to remove this top one because I'm putting an all-in-one up there as well. So it should look quite nice. I'll go through the parts in a moment, but first, the front panel stuff. So we have a USB Type-C, USB 3, that's your audio, and your normal front panel headers there. So we've got a power switch, hard drive, power LED, and reset. So the whole kit and caboodle there. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. So because it's ITX, it's obviously just 2 slot graphics cards. So they sit there, and then you have to run your your display cables through here, and that's where the other I/O for your motherboard will sit there. The I/O, as I said before, this is without the top on obviously, so 2 lights there, power, reset, headphone, microphone, USB 3, USB Type-C. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting little build. I'll get it prepared. I'll run through the part list now and see you guys at the end. So into this one is an ITX board, obviously. It's a AM4 board. There's a few placeholder parts here, like the cooler. So the RAM I'm going to replace with 216 gig sticks. That is a RTX 3070 there. Power supply is not the greatest, but it does the job. I'm just running a benchmark there. So the SSD I've already installed, it's underneath. It's one of the ones that's underneath. It's a 1 terabyte NVMe drive there. And then I've got an all-in-one here. It's, yeah, all-in-one here. It's a white one, so it should match quite well. Pity I couldn't get a white graphics card, but I think it should still look pretty good. I'm going to have a dig through my fans. As you can see, I've got a bunch of components here. So I've got RGB fans in there and case fans in there. That one's going to have, I'm pretty sure there's a few white 140s in there, so I'm going to use that as intake in the bottom there. Probably dig out a 140, just a black one for the exhaust as well. So yeah, it should be a fun little build. I'll get into it now. Thanks guys. So I realized my phone ran out of battery as I was doing the time lapse, so I'll just go through a couple of things. So I routed the top cables up here. Because of the way this is set, the Wi-Fi antennas have to sit there. So power is routed under here. It's all cable tied under here. Audio and the CPU goes up behind there and into here. The routing is kind of hard on this machine. There's sort of a clump of cables sitting here, so that's running back down this way. Gonna clean it up, and I'm hoping that extra RAM comes today so I can finish this one off. It was not easy. I struggled with don't buy this brand of all-in-one. The screw holes for the fan were not straight, so I had to sort of cable tie this one on. It was not straight. It's not too bad because it is doing a push-pull configuration there. So yeah, I'll do a proper breakdown in a second. So thanks guys. This is how it turned out, guys. That 32 gig kit of RAM came in today, so I was able to install that. Had a few problems with this, mainly because of that cooler, so not so much because of the case, but there is some things with this case that are a little bit strange, like the standoffs are non-standard sizes and things like that. Cable management in an ITX build, it's always going to be a little bit challenging, but just take your time and route it around the back, keeping in mind that you have to run your I/O through the top here. That because of the antennas in the top there, it's blocking even more of the I/O there, but I think someone will be able to work it out. It just depends on how many monitors and things like that they're going to have in there. I think it turned out alright. Be nice to have a white GPU in there, but apart from that, all turned out pretty nice. I didn't want to add too much RGB to this one. I just wanted fairly clean white. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.